Hi, welcome. Is this my dad's back?
I am. Here I am.
He had been missing. We found him. Right.
Where was I?
I think Hawaii.
That's right. It was wonderful.
Yeah, welcome back to our relaxing painting stream. Where we paint mostly dungeon tiles like this, but also, you know, other scatter and furniture. I have these counters to finish today. Good morning. We have some random scatter. We have some chairs and like a fireplace here. All sorts of stuff that we're gonna be painting today. So all of these pieces we 3D print ourselves on those printers behind me. If you're interested in the designs, go to dicendungeons.com/ and then the attributions tab, actually. So we have a tavern set, these dungeon tiles that we have here. They're a little hard to see because they're just in black primer right now, but they're all magnetized, so they hold each other together, like so. And we have the big thing is the tavern set, but we have all these little things as well. Like I have these counters that I've been working on that I'll probably try and finish up if I get the time today. So, is there anything you would like to work on?
Well, what color are we painting these guys?
I was thinking blue.
Blue?
For the walls.
Oh yeah? Which, the light blue? Or
The Tamiya. Like the blue.
Not these blues. The real blue. Bright blue.
If we have enough.
I don't think that's been used hardly at all, so there should be plenty.
Why don't you check it out?
Okay. What about the floors?
Wood. They're wood floors, so wood color.
Wood color, brown of some sort. One of the browns?
Most likely a brown, yes. The blue, if we have enough, it's a little dark, so I'm thinking a lighter wood color on the beams.
Mm-hmm.
And then... Well, we're starting to run low on paints, actually. After this, we need to remember to order more paint.
Yeah.
So that will probably determine what color we paint the floor as well. So, like previously, I did this lighter one. And there's actually a couple. I missed the outside. I didn't wash the outside with the brown on a couple of these. So I'm gonna grab those and set them aside so I can remember to do so.
So I'm looking at this and thinking, have you been, since these are nicely integrated, have you been painting the walls first and then paint the floor up to them?
That's usually what I do.
Yeah, that makes sense to do it that way. Well, I can start painting walls, the stucco parts. That I can do for the corner here. Would the color go in the crease as well?
Yeah, it has in all the other ones.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to paint corners first because they're the most annoying. And then the straight walls. There's a lot of plain floor on this.
Yes, there is. Those are all of the walls with stucco. So see it well, and the door frame here. And these.
Let's see. Oh, this is okay since.
Well, technically, these aren't part of the set. these four.
Oh,
so these
I
are
see.
stone floors. They just got
They
mixed
just
in.
got okay. Got explained.
Yeah, I have this little mimic here. And the mimic will do a flip. It's a barrel mimic.
No, that's a cool piece.
So it's a mimic that's disguised as a barrel.
Yeah, that'll be fun to paint. So because
So
the
that's-
wooden parts of the wall and the floors will be painted later, I can use a larger brush on the blue.
it'd be pretty messy.
Be a little messy and make sure that it gets into all these corners so that they don't show black like that.
I'm gonna finish up these whatchamacallits?
Counters.
Counters.
Yeah, we'll definitely need to make a big paint order one of these days.
Probably like after the show.
Where'd the little red come from?
We ran out of red for the floors while you were gone. This got completely drained. So we went down to one of the local stores.
And just grab one quick.
And this was all, they only had the little bottles.
Yeah. The little bottles cost almost as much as the big bottles.
Yeah. But it was we needed it for the one shot we were filming.
Oh yeah, to finish the floors.
And
you didn't want to use the glossy.
You couldn't use the glossy for the floor. So,
Well, let's see. There's a half a bottle left. That should be enough. Yes.
Yeah, hopefully.
You'll find out. Blue.
Yeah, why not? We haven't done a blue yet. I'm curious what it looks like.
It looks blue. Want me to just do one and see what it looks like before doing the rest?
You really don't believe in my blue, huh?
This is a tavern, huh?
Yeah.
It could be blue. We did one in green, didn't we?
Yeah.
Green looks pretty good. And no one thought that would be okay.
I don't think people are as big of fans of the yellow, but I was just curious what it would look like. And blue is Nine's color. It's Nine's bar. They only serve alcoholic fritters.
Nine's is used all of his ill-gotten gains to purchase a bar?
Yeah.
Or did he win it by making someone, crush them with his insults?
No, I think he probably just is squatting. Actually.
That would make sense. I think the bar was under renovation or something.
Yeah, he just sort of moved in and then wouldn't leave.
And said, this place is a mess. That's okay.
It's mine now.
It's mine now.
Yeah, it makes it the best color. It's only like half painted because he started painting it blue and got bored.
Oh, should I only paint half of it?
No. We don't need to take the joke that far.
Don't need to do it that literally. So I was gone. While I was gone, he decided start streaming in the middle of the night instead of in the evening.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, at 10 in the morning.
It's easier for our schedule, and hopefully we'll be able to get more viewers. We'll see.
And when did you decide to make it 4-hour show instead of a 2-hour show?
Well, we cut one of the days that we streamed, so we had to make up for the time.
Oh, so Tuesday's gone. I'm just catching up here and trying to, fill the time with dialogue about the things I don't know anymore.
Well, you don't have to fill it. This is relaxing.
I'm relaxed. So.
Yeah, so who says that we have a deed to a property that supposedly has a house on it? Are we gonna build a set for it and then we pretend we don't have an encounter there at some point? And are you going to have to paint your own room? That's gonna be up to Lexi, because I know absolutely nothing about it other than it's in the capital Drogmara in Glindring. That's all I know the deed is good for.
We know it's really a deed?
Yes.
You translated it once.
I used comprehend languages to figure out what it says.
Mm-hmm. And it says it's a deed to a property, but we don't know what it is.
It's some property in I forget the name of the quarter, the district.
Mm-hmm. Is it a good neighborhood?
I don't know. I've never been to the city.
We haven't either.
But we did get it from an ancient pirate tomb, so it's probably pretty great, right? Like he wouldn't. A famous pirate wouldn't steal like a crummy property.
Looking forward to seeing what it is, and then figuring out how we're going to share it. We'll probably just have like the property management company rent it out for us.
Or it's like our base of operations.
It could be. We wouldn't have to stay at the company house anymore. We know that that's not a safe.
From right under our nose. You're gonna rip up Nines is going to rip up every floorboard to look for treasure.
In the place we've acquired with ID.
Well, don't forget to check behind the walls and in the rafters too, though.
The Nines is going to do the demo work for complete restoration.
Whether we want it or not.
Whether we need it or not.
Although if it's an ancient property, it might need it.
It might need a total renovation.
But it would be fun to make a mini for it.
Well, we can't because we don't know what it is.
Well, I know, I'm just saying whatever it is. It would be fun to make a menu for it.
We would. We could spend like an entire episode arguing about what color to paint things and whether we should, add on a room. It'd be like an HGTV episode. We've had lots of retail shopping, but we haven't done one of those yet.
And people love that stuff.
They do. So just like the TV shows, would we have like a before and after?
It'd be a good way to try out the hidden trap tile ideas. Yeah. A before and after on the building.
Yeah, before and after the renovation, like the HDTV fixer-upper show.
Those are all fake.
Well, it doesn't matter. So is our show.
Our shows are very real.
Yeah, so we could do that.
Oh, there, that's the counter. I think we would probably just start with like a blueprint drawing before we got into making a mini of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
The downside of making a mini of your house is it incentivizes your DM to attack you in your house.
yeah, why? I mean, all of our sets have. We've never really had a peaceful encounter in any of the sets that we've done, have we?
Usually you don't need a map for just like
Walking
chatting with someone. Traditionally.
Yeah.
You could, but you usually don't. So unless it's like full of traps or something that you have to navigate.
Every time you come in, right? It's not like it's a burglar alarm thing that you can turn off when you come in. No, the traps are always active.
Yeah, a home invasion arc, basically just Home Alone, but Dungeons and Dragons. Right. Is that going on in one code at least?
Oh yeah,
That's good.
Unlike some colors, this one.
The yellow took 3 codes because it was so light.
Yeah, we found that with the floor too, with the red. We took 3 coats of the red.
Yeah.
Yellow, red, and white.
Like white, yeah.
Yeah, just
The ivory can sometimes take 2 coats, but if you left 9s alone in the house, he would successfully defend it, but the house would be trashed and you wouldn't believe he fended off the attackers. Exactly. Yeah, it'd be like coming back, like the parents coming back after like a, you know, one of those like college party movies and everything's like completely destroyed.
Yeah, because of the earthquake, right?
But yeah, there's a dragon at the party.
Mm-hmm.
give those a minute to dry. Those counters. Get this brush clean. How is the blue going?
Pretty well. I got the 3 corners just finished.
Nice.
It dries really quickly, so
That's good.
you can start painting.
Well, it mostly dries down. It always takes longer down in the bottom
Down the bottom, yeah.
there. But
So we're gonna do the floors or the
well, we have to do windows too.
yeah.
Those always take a little separate.
Maybe yeah, you can do the windows.
Yeah. I'll get these windows painted in. We usually do steel. Do you want to do anything brighter because the blue is on the darker side?
Yeah, I mean you could do the dark aluminum or even just the regular aluminum color.
I think I'll do dark aluminum because I feel like regular might be a little too bright. So what I'm going to be painting in is metal on the window mullions, I think they're called. I should look up that word. On the windows here though. So they'll stand out when we have everything painted in. I don't need a ton of metallic, but I need a bit. See how those prints are doing behind me. Alright. And we only have 2 windows at least. I've been painting a lot of windows lately.
Yeah, the sets or the one shot had quite a lot of windows, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I'm going inside each of these like cells. I'm just sort of swishing the brush around to make sure I get the...
Yeah, especially with the brighter color, you need to make sure it's
coated.
mm-hmm.
Okay, there's one side. So you can see how much that stands out now, especially against the black. That will be our, kind of our metallic for the whole set, I think. I don't think there's anything else that's metal on this one.
No, maybe on the door.
Oh yeah, the handles on the door.
Yeah, those.
I actually think I need to...
Print a door.
No, we have a lot of doors. I just need to prime it.
Yeah.
I don't think I primed them because we ended up using, like, making an extra door or two for the one shot. Okay, so we got those painted in. I got a little, it dripped a little there, but that gets painted over, so not an issue. I'll set them back over here because they do have a little section of wall down here that needs to get painted blue.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. You know what I'm looking forward to? Winter. Christmas.
We're just getting out of winter.
I know, I'm ready for it.
We even had a little snow today.
I know. But it's like a crummy spring snow. It's not like a good proper
No.
snow. So, what color do you think would be good? So let's say for colors, we have this sort of navy blue, maybe like a buff with a Umber Wash for the wood beam.
Well, we can paint one and see how it looks.
And then maybe a darker floor.
Yeah, we have enough of the darker brown paint to do that.
I don't know. I think we have
a lot of floor area.
I think we have flat brown.
Yeah, we ordered some extras of some of those things.
Which is like that. Would look like that color.
Yeah, that's okay with the floor. You want to do one of? You probably want to do one of these in the first to see what it looks like, rather than.
Or just do all of them.
Yeah, and if it doesn't look good, well then.
You have to do one first, no matter what you do.
You always have to start with something.
Yeah.
Yep. That was one of my aphorisms.
Should the floors just be gold? Is that what you're saying here? Just gold, like gold molded to look like wood?
No, this is Nine's Tavern, so sure. Definitely
I spent
gold.
all my money on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore the fact there is no roof.
Mm-hmm. The floor is all my money.
Just everything gold. Just take gold paint and just dip the whole tile in it, basically.
I think we have a can of metallic gold.
Of metallic gold spray
yeah.
paint. Just spray everything
Spray
gold.
everything gold, yeah.
There you go. That's the design right there. Maybe I'll start painting a little bit of this mimic. Like I'll put in like the wood color
On the barrel?
On the barrel, the mimic's barrel.
So a mimic barrel doesn't seem to be very dangerous.
Why?
You just walk away from it.
No, they can hop.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that a barrel would be like very speedy.
I think mimics, no matter what shape they are, can move 20 or 30 feet around.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So this barrel can hop as fast as I can walk or run.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it's in camera. I can't tell when I'm painting without looking up. You know? Yeah, it's okay now, huh?
Yeah. I should have brought some coffee downstairs.
Well, after you finish that, you can run up and do that. I'll keep entertaining people with the blue here.
It's coming along. You only have the 2 windows and then the door frames after what you've done.
Yeah.
I'm thinking for the wood, I might, on the tavern walls here, I might actually use this flat earth. It's a pretty good color.
For the walls and
For the beams.
yeah, and then what about the floor?
Darker, like flat brown. Yawn.
Yeah, you want darker floors in a tavern, don't you, to like hide the stains better?
The blood.
The blood and the booze and the excretions.
The vomit. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Alright, you're on the last little bits there, it looks like.
Yeah.
How is the drying coming along? They're mostly dry. There's still a couple of wet spots here and there, but we could start putting... I'm gonna say... I've been traditionally doing the beams before the floor.
Yeah, because you kind of paint up to it that way.
So, I could do that a bit.
See how it works.
The flat earth will definitely want an umber wash with it. It almost always does. I find when you're making things.
Dark aluminum looks okay on that. A little more visible.
Yeah, I figured if it's sort of on the darker side with the paint, doing something lighter like that is a good idea. So, that with an umber wash.
Yeah. That's a nice contrast.
Help
Still compatible at the same
help it stand out a little, and it'll be darkened when we put that umber wash on it. Give that one half a second to cool. That just finished. While I finish this segment of wood. So once we get the floor in and an Umber Wash, that should be alright.
Yeah, that should look good. We'll show the grain on the wood nicely.
Yeah. Leave that to cool in the chamber, that piece that just went in. We have a prototype piece that we're working on, so gotta get that started.
Yep. Which one is it?
It's a prototype for all of them, basically.
Oh, is this one where you're putting the base?
We'll keep it proprietary secret.
Oh, it's a secret. Okay.
Yeah. At least until we know it works or whatever. Whenever Lexi decides.
Besides the great reveal.
If she does.
If it works.
We'll see. We've been prototyping for a little while now. Having not had any coffee today, I have a bit more cleanup than I normally do doing these.
Well, why don't you take a little break and get some coffee?
Because I'm in the middle of a thing.
Oh. Oh, yeah. That's right, you're going to do that after the thing is thing.
I already finished that. I just kept going.
Okay, well, there's a bunch of stuff.
These corners take forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't done the edges, obviously, but there is one corner with some of the wood base coat. Obviously, that needs to be done still. But
It's done with a bigger brush, right? You're still doing it that way?
yeah, generally, depending on. Why don't you take over for a little bit? I'm gonna get coffee.
Okay.
After I clean off this brush.
Wait for a while and you can't find any of your stuff. So, painting the timbers on the corner. We should have painted bottom insides first because those are the hardest ones to get to. It's really deep wood grain on this printing. You have to use the small brush actually to just even get the paint into all the little grooves.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, I have to stop and pet the puppy.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yep, that can happen. So if you want, I can just keep painting this. Want to work on your mimic or
I might finish up these counters. They're the driest of the things. And they need a little touching up and then some black wash. I've been trying to keep a supply of gloves over by me. Because you get them hoarded over by you.
You can put the box on your side.
No, it's fine. You should use gloves. It's safer.
Mm. I should sit up straighter.
Or I could quietly drink a little coffee for a minute.
That's relaxing. It's kind of part of the idiom of the show, isn't it?
Uh-huh. So the question with the mimic, like, the lips sort of come out of the band, the metal band. Are the lips metal, or are they like a sort of like a lip color? You know, that sort of like pinkish reddish kind of
lippy.
like.
You know, if they're just metal,
I don't think it would read.
You wouldn't see them.
I don't think they would be like readable as lips.
No. You could do a metallic red or pink.
I don't think that would read very well. I forget how liquidy the metal is.
The middle?
Metal?
Or the metals, yeah. They're really...
They're a bit runny.
Well, they're designed to cover fairly large areas. Basically, they're aircraft model paints. Like fuselages and wings and stuff. So, that's probably why.
I think they're technically also for airbrushes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're thinned down for that. painting the bottoms, the bases, you're still doing that, right?
Yeah. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just roughing in the metal right now.
That seems fair. So about noonish, I might need to take a break. Check on the status of the paperwork.
Okay.
Or
yeah.
might need to take a little time to print it out and sign it and everything.
That's fine. I can go solo for a while, or Lexi can come down if she feels like it.
Okay. See if it's come through.
Checking your camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I'm still in.
You do need to regularly do that. You shift around a lot.
Yeah, well, that's because, trying to be comfortable.
Rough that metal in. Because I want to redefine where the edges are, because there's like a lip around the top there.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to make sure that that's actually painted in metallic, and then I can get the wood part more easily. Afterwards, and clean that up. one that we're basically out of is the black. Flat black.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that on something.
All of the wood on the mission style building.
Yeah, it's always more surface area. I mean, they're just little thin strips. There's a lot of surface area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, you need to make a list.
Check it twice.
Yeah.
Ready for Christmas. Those corners sure do take a while.
Yeah.
Like, the other ones go by so fast after you've done the corners. I'm gonna do a little cleanup on these counters while I wait for Mr. Mimic to dry. There won't be terribly much cleanup on these, but I know there's a spot or two. Either where I spilled a little brown or where I missed a little in the first pass. Like here. Oh, now that I put that on, I realize I did this in the dark gray, not the neutral gray.
Oh. Yeah.
Sometimes I have trouble telling the two apart when they're on there. So what I'll do is wait for that spot to dry. Right there. That's the difference between dark gray and neutral gray. Oh, right there. It's an educational thing. Once that dries, I'll go over it with the dark gray. But I can do the other ones in the meantime.
Yeah, the only other ones that in these corners take a long time, but it's the door frames are surprisingly slow.
Yeah, they can be, for sure.
There's just a lot of the size of it, a lot of surface area for these wood
For the
frame
beams.
things. Yeah.
I need to let that dry before I can really mess with it. So, I'll take my time and drink a little more coffee. So for this mimic, you need sort of pinkish lips, white teeth, and a red tongue, probably.
Mm-hmm. It sounds mimicky.
So I'll be using the Scarlet and Ivory. I don't know if it's a friendly mimic. I think that's up to Lexi.
Are there friendly mimics?
I don't know. Probably. Why not?
Yeah, why not? So is this mimic, once it's a barrel mimic, is it always a barrel mimic? Or
No, mimics can
like
turn into anything.
Like a changeling?
Any object.
So can they change into anything or just things that they've seen? Like a changeling can only change into things they've seen.
I think they can turn into anything.
Even if they've never seen it.
I think it has to blend into the environment that they're in.
I was just wondering if there's like a code of conduct among mimics or something.
No, they just eat people. To which Nine goes, but wait, I'm people. Right?
No, Nines would go, but I am not the people. I am the backs. Who can be people if it is convenient for me.
Otherwise, is cat. There's a tongue.
Oh, that's good. That's a good color. Did you use the glossy red?
No, it's scarlet.
No, scarlet's good for tongue.
I'm trying to think. Should I just mix a pink for the lips, or should I do like a red and then do like a white translucent over the top? Or
Well, that's a good question. Because we don't really have that color.
this was also one of our earliest prints, so the print quality is not the highest because we were trying to learn how to do 3D printing on it ages and ages ago, like 2 years ago. So, like, there are sections in the back that are kind of messed up. So it's not gonna be the best quality because the model's a little off. But
Well, yeah, you could. I mean, you could mix some paint. And if it's all just, just one spot, you just want to make sure that you don't have to remix the paint later.
I'm sort of looking at it and getting some ideas because it's a mimic, so it's like supposed to be a barrel.
Maybe you could use like buff deck tan or something
To introduce a little more of that like barrel brown.
Woody, yes.
I'm just roughing in some experimental colors. Because its mouth is coming out of the metallic band, I'm putting sort of a metallic on the top and bottom of the lip.
Ah, okay.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like it's emerging from within the metal band itself.
That's pretty fine detail work. But you become quite good at that.
Well, right now this is not fine detail work. I am just smudging it in with the intent to go over and clean up later. The lines are a giant mess right now, but I'm planning once to use that flat earth to go back over and redefine edges afterwards. But I wanted to get it in and let it dry a bit before I do that. I really like when I'm painting to just sort of get all the colors on messily and then go through and more methodically clean up and define lines and stuff rather than get it on the first pass. I sort of think of it as a sketch and then like if you do finishing on top of that sketch. Checking your position.
Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, you know.
So I'm taking the buff here, and I'm gonna use that as sort of an underlayer on the lip area. Because it's sort of transforming from inorganic to organic. So I want to sort of maintain some of that wood quality, and then I'm gonna do some finer detail with like the red. Maybe the flat red, which is a bit translucent.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of introduce a more
fleshy
quality to it. But for now I want to sort of maintain a barrel-like quality. And then it also has teeth that I need to do those probably in ivory.
So mimics are carnivorous, huh?
Yeah, they eat people.
Anything else or just people?
Whatever gets close. I know. Once that dries, I'll have to go in and find some tea. I find painting it actually helps, just painting it in messily actually helps me define the shape of the model itself too a bit in my head. Because the models, when they're all prime black, can be a little hard to read sometimes.
Yeah, I found that with figures and horses and things that until you put a lighter color on, you really can't tell what you've got. And all of a sudden, all this detail jumps out at you.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, I'm probably gonna undo that buff now that I'm sort of seeing the shape. And I'm getting some ideas, developing some ideas for this.
So I'm like leaving some of these areas down here
For
the
your
bigger
big
brush
brushing.
later. Yeah. This little brush is not very good for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for getting paint in the grain light highlighting, but for flat surfaces, it's not that hard.
I went over that buff with the aluminum to make it metallic.
The lips,
Yeah. And then I'm gonna...
actually, that looks good that way.
So, obviously it's super rough right now because I'm sort of working on it. But then I'm gonna, once that metallic dries, I'm gonna go in and paint in the teeth with an ivory. And you'll get a better idea of the mouth shape when I do that. And then we will probably start cleaning things up, making it look a little less messy.
Yeah.
And then there's some fine detail work that will also need to be done, like darkening in the ribs on the barrel, for example. So, it's a giant mess right now, but that's all part of the process, at least my process. And then I'll eventually need that flat earth to sort of clean up the barrel section that I've let get all metallicized, which is a word.
Yep. Now, I'm going to paint this round corner,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to take a little bit of a break.
Okay, I thought you said noon.
I know,
Oh, okay.
a little bit of a bio break.
Oh, okay.
Not a very long break.
Are we dry yet? I think that's dry enough. So I can fix my little color identification mistake and cover that neutral gray with the dark gray. It's dry enough. These counters are basically done. They're pretty simple. Little. If I wanted, I could put some black wash on them, I suppose, to like bring out some of the lines in both the wood and the stone, but they're pretty straightforward little pieces. Just a little counter. You know.
Are those for the tavern or
I don't know.
something?
We have them, so I painted them. They're probably for the 2 taverns. I don't know. We'll have to assemble the pieces that we have all together. Take a look. I think. Yeah.
How's it looking?
Oh, it's a mess right now, but I'm just waiting for the metal to dry. I have to clean up all of these edges all along all of this metal, but I wanted to
making the lips the same as the barrel hoops it works a lot better.
And I'm probably going to introduce a little red tone into that metal right around the mouth later on here. But for now, I want to define where the teeth are. Because mimics gotta have teeth for chomping.
Yeah, otherwise they're not very scary.
And this ivory will get darkened up down the line. Because right now it's extremely bright for being inside a mouth.
Making teeth.
Mm-hmm. But for the base coat, you want some ivory. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
The teeth are a little messy because, again, this was one of our early prints when we were still learning how to use a printer. So it's not like the finest detail. And there's a couple spots that are a little meltier than they should be. But, you know, waste not, want. You have a mimic, you should paint it. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know where you might run into one.
Well, now that I'm painting one, we never know. Right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's disguising itself as the ever-flowing liquid firkin that somebody's got.
I think it's a keg, not a firkin.
Maybe it's a little bitty baby mimic.
Just a little, yeah. Maybe Wong, or Nines's, I suppose. Nine's little endless mead keg is actually a mimic egg. And he's been thinking I'm weird this whole time for carrying around a boulette egg. Mm-hmm. But in reality, he has a mimic egg.
Yeah, we'll find out how that boulette is doing.
Yeah. In the next episode that we work on. Although they're behind in the live show airs. Yeah, there's a little bit of a snaggletooth where there's a printing error, but that's okay. It's a mimic. Mimics aren't famous for their dental hygiene.
Yeah, they probably have. Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna take a real quick break here.
Okay.
And then come back and work on the straight walls.
I'll take that flat earth so I can work on the mimic.
Okay.
The audience doesn't realize we all died and had to roll new characters. Yeah, exactly. That definitely happened. So I'm just taking the flat earth and cleaning some of the lines up a little that I've been messy with, like on the top here. Just getting things back a little bit under control, basically. Oops. Sticking my finger in wet paint as well. That's always important to do. at least looking a little better here with the, oh, I can put on, boop, there we go, my bigger screen. Cleaning up some of these lines that I've been pretty messy with helps a bit here with the visual of this mimic. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is introduce a little red around the rim of the mouth here, and then I'll probably do some cleanup in the mouth and then darken up the teeth because they're very bright right now. So instead of using the scarlet, I'm taking this brighter red, but it's a very translucent red. So my hope is I'm gonna go light on the brush here. I'm just introducing a sort of, well, if I can get it to focus. Introducing sort of a reddish tinge around the metallic lip here to give it sort of a semi-organic feel. Welcome back.
Thank you. You done with the brown?
For now, yeah.
Okay. Some more walls here.
I'm putting a reddish tinge. I did on the bottom lip there.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yep, I see that.
And then I'm going to do the same on the top. The teeth are way too bright right now, but they need to be toned down. But that's going to be done with a black wash.
Okay. I wouldn't put too much red on the top, though.
It's just going on the inner
On the inside lip.
lip. That's where it's going. Like that. See?
Yeah, okay, yep.
Basically the underside. It's not going over the full metal bar lip thing. I don't know how.
Yeah, that gives a good effect.
I'm trying to introduce some more organic feel to something that is inherently inorganic. It's a little bit of a trick, but not too bad. So, what I need to do is make a judgment on whether or not I'm ready to move on to black wash or not. If I have every base coat spot where I want it. Because there's going to be a lot of black wash detailing on this piece.
Like the bands.
On the bands, on the teeth, well, on pretty much everything almost.
No, you're going to blackwash the teeth.
The teeth are way too bright right now. They're like intensely bright, so they need to be toned down, but I also need to introduce a little black wash to help define the separations between the teeth.
Oh, so the really, really fine detail.
Yeah, because right now it just looks like a kind of a white
band
around it, but there's actually little separations in there. So by introducing some thicker areas of black wash into those little crevices, you'll be able to make out the individual teeth a little better, and it won't look so monolithic.
Yeah, like one big giant jaw.
Yeah. And then I also, on all of the ribs of the barrel, want to introduce black wash down those lines to sort of separate them from each other. You know? And then, like, each of these ribs, they need a little black wash in each one. Because right now they sort of blend together. 4 drops of black wash. And for this, you kind of want to put black wash on your brush and then dab a little off so you can control. So, by introducing a little black wash like that, you get a much darker barrel section. And, you know, you can, it can, if you make it too dark, make it look a little more cartoony and less realistic if you have too much contrast, but also it's a mimic, you know? So there's not that full ultra. Well, and when I do an umber wash on the wood, a lot of that will get balanced out. So right now, you know, the spur is a lot darker in between each rib.
Right, but when
I do an umber wash on the wood itself,
yeah,
it'll sort of balance against each other. So I'm just gonna go around and get each of these sort of crevices darkened in, like so. Just so you can really see the barrel separation, and I'm gonna do a similar but more delicate procedure on the teeth. Darkening these in really starts to define the barrel shape as well, because you can start to see the curvature a bit better. I haven't gotten to do a figure in a very long time. So.
No, you haven't. It's been ages.
It's been sets. A lot of sets. Which is good. I like sets, and they're really cool to have. But it's kind of nice to
I think the last one I did was a horse.
to take your time on a little single figure like this. So I've done the top.
Yeah, that really shows up nicely.
Yeah, they get kind of lost when it's just one color. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of coming together a bit better here.
Yeah, there was one on the top that didn't get done.
Where?
Looked like it. Well, maybe you got one. Maybe it's just the way the light's shown on it. Probably.
It could be. So I have darkened in the lines on the barrel staves. Not, I kept calling them ribs. I guess they're barrel staves.
Yeah, they're staves.
And now I'm going to tackle the teeth. Other than defining the edges, the general shading I want to do is darker in the back of the, further back in the mouth, and lighter coming forward, because that's sort of what your brain's gonna expect the lighting to be. I might also run a line down the center of the tongue here to get that sort of center tongue effect.
So I'm going to do this one last regular wall, and then check the email and see
Take care of your stuff.
if this stuff has come or not, and if it has, how much time it's going to take. And I'll let you know what the situation is.
Yeah.
Got some business documents that need to be taken care of today. Printed, signed, remailed. Sometimes some of them have to be notarized, so I have to figure out how to do that.
I think you take it to notary.
Yeah, we have to find one.
Usually, like,
Usually the bank should-
USPS shops and UPS shops have notaries and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think the bank branch does.
There's a lot of businesses that have notaries. So, one half of the mouth shaded in, one half not.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Yeah, the teeth definition came out really well there.
That's where we came from. Get some focus. Focus. Camera.
Camera
Not working. Where we came from and where we're going. As best as I can focus it. Okay. So there is a mimic mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty decent. It looks, the teeth, you did a nice job with the teeth. They look really good that way.
The next thing I'm going to do is use the black wash to tone down all of the metallics that I have going, including the upper and lower lip, which are a little bright right now. And then the last step will be shading in the wood sections with an Umber Wash. But for now, maybe a little too close. Let's tone down this metal a bit. Alright, so the top is the toned down metal compared to the rest. I think I actually need a tiny bit more to define the edge of the mouth right here. Better. Looks like you got most of the way through.
Yeah, I decided to do the windows while I was at it before I took a break. Things are going pretty quickly.
No, do you think so? Huh?
It's really good. I like the mouth. It's really come out nicely. It looks gruesome, as it should.
That is a loud cat.
I said,
I need to pull off the mimic from my handle here so I can get the bottom. Alright, so I'm gonna give this mimic some time to dry. But once it is dried, the only thing I have left is to color in the wood, or shade in the wood, I should say, with an Umber Wash, because right now it's a little bright, which is, you know, I already planned on that. So I want that to dry anyway. I guess I'll take over set painting duty while you're gone.
Yep, finish up the frames.
So I think once you're finished with that, we have a 2-door frame, the 1-door frame, and 1 window left
And then
to
all
do.
the edges.
And then all the edges, obviously. And then once the edges are all on, the floors.
I will transfer to you the flat earth.
Okay.
No, the timing on that worked out okay. Hopefully I won't be gone too long. I will find out.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll start with the window. Alright, back to set painting again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Readjust my arm a little here.
Okay. I'll just leave this here.
When you come back down, do you want to bring me more coffee?
I could.
Yeah.
Hopefully, be back soon.
I'll swap it over to the solo scene here. While I get this all in. I'm gonna start getting the edge between the window and the frame put in quickly. Like so. Get that little line in there. I know you can't really see what I'm doing here, it's just the angle I have to hold the model at to get on the underside of the window. Now that that's in, we can go back to the face here. Okay, so there's one side of the window, and then flip it over, and I gotta get this side. I'm gonna sort of start with the inside of the window frame here. That window frame is basically painted in. Now I can go along the face. Okay. The faces of that window are in. Alright, so now all we have left are the two door frames. I'm gonna tackle the big one first. That didn't glue perfect, but this was an older prototype piece, and it'll still work just fine. So. That in. Get the inside of the door here. That's important. Trying to minimize how much I get on the floor, but that's more of that's something that I'll have to be extra careful when I paint the floors on. Basically. Okay. That's looking all right so far. Now to do the back. Trying not to bump into things too much. Okay. Alright, other than the sides, that piece is painted in. So that means we have just the last frame left. I'll start on the back, just to be a little different. Welcome back.
The stuff has not arrived. There's your coffee.
Thank you. Hold on just a second.
Sure.
Sorry, I was in the middle of...
So what I can do
Yeah.
is start painting the edges of the floor.
Yeah, that works.
I can do that. That color?
Flat brown.
Okay. I'm doing all sorts of flat. Flatter, flat brown.
Flat just means not glossy, so...
No, it meant not lumpy.
Everyone loves lumpy paint.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I think even the blue is flat blue.
Everything is flat except we have a glossy red and a glossy green.
I think there's also a glossy black.
The Viejo black is kind of glossy.
That's right.
It's not advertised that way, but it is. So what I'm doing is painting up to about there, like 1/4 of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
The
Hi, Tesla.
edge of the floor, so that the rest of it can be painted quickly with a big brush. Hi, Tesla. Yeah, do you need attention?
Is no one upstairs paying attention to you?
No, there is no one upstairs paying attention. Not even Sophie.
No. How cruel. Alright, here we go. So much paint. Did Tesla come down, go, you guys are boring too, and just leave?
Yeah, I just left.
Wow. I feel so rejected by my own cat.
We were rejected by it. The new detail printing really brings out the wood grain in the floor.
Oh, those aren't the new detailed printing. These are these are Gen 1.
These still are?
Oh yeah. No, these aren't anywhere near.
Well, that's why we're painting it blue,
Yeah.
because they're still prototypes.
Yeah, they're like the early. These are like the earliest prints. They've just been sitting around for a while.
You guys did a lot of epoxying.
Oh yeah, while you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had to do a lot.
Oh yeah, I see. These even have the separate post for the.
Yep. They were the last of those. The separate posted corners. Okay, almost through all of these. And then we get all the edges. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the floors. And then the touch-up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wash.
Which will mostly be just the posts.
Yeah.
The wood that I'm painting right now.
Yeah, the floor color. This chocolatey brown doesn't...
If you use a black wash, you can bring out some of the lines.
No, I'm off camera.
Oh, I forgot to switch this over. Sorry, everyone.
It's okay.
You're still slightly off camera.
Yeah.
But that time it wasn't my fault. Okay, those are all painted in. Clean the brush off here. So you've done the corners on the floors?
I'm getting round ones here.
Alright. Clean off that brush and I'll break out my big brush. So, since he was off camera, what he's been doing is putting in the boundary between the wall and the floor here. What I'm going to do is cover these edges with the brown to sort of finish them off. And to do that, I'm going to be using a nice big brush like so. And just going over it to get that all in. Huh. It looks like some of the floor color got on the upper wall here.
Where?
Oh, it was like up here. I've covered it up.
Weird.
It's just sort of like I wasn't expecting to see that thing.
I didn't.
It wasn't a problem.
No, I didn't notice that I had. I must have just brushed it when I dipped it in the paint and brought it back.
You'll also need to coat around this beam, which actually... So this beam needs to be the same color as those. Yeah, this color. So I'll quickly get that in. So that can start drying. What this little beam is an inside corner, so if you have like a corner going towards the inside of the building, this sort of caps it off. Set that up here with the ones that are drying. So, and then I'll get back to our... Well, I'll take a drink of coffee. And then I'll get back to painting in. These corners always take so much time. Oh, it's like two walls crammed into one. Which I suppose is what a corner is.
Mm-hmm. That's why it takes twice as long as a wall. Because it's two of them. Good to hear that working again.
Oh, the pump.
Yeah. A little condensate pump on the furnace.
It broke down while we were...
Broke. And then the condensate decided that the best place to be would be all over the floor.
Oh, I see you didn't do the bottoms there, right?
Where?
Hold on, here.
No.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I know where I need to go.
Yeah, the small brush doesn't work very well on that. And figured it'd be real quick to do it with the big one.
Pretty much. I just need to remember to do it.
Yeah, the bottom on the back.
All the corners are painted in now. So yeah, walls. The door frames will take a little bit for you.
Yeah, not too bad because it's not like the pillars that take forever. And to remember that there's a little bit of floor showing in the back there.
Oh, I usually just paint that the wall color and leave it as is.
No, not on this one.
Rather than mess with that because it ends up looking a little weird, I think, if it's just floor showing through.
I think so.
So I usually just paint it as though it was part of the wood beams.
No. When you get back to this one, then and just paint over it again.
Okay. The blue looks pretty nice, I think.
It looks okay, yeah.
It's a pretty blue.
For a tavern, it would be fine, I think.
Yeah. I thought about purple, but that felt a little too regal.
Yeah, didn't we do purple for Wizard's Lair or something?
No.
No, we just talked about doing it.
We've never done a purple plaster wall. Like you're closing in on the end.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
You know, I never updated the little text on the top.
No?
No, it still says we're doing Western set dressing.
No, this might be Western, you know.
But I don't think a mimic is.
Western mimic?
It doesn't have a hat. Maybe it's a bit late, but I might just update that. Tavern and
Mimic.
Done. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Sometimes I forget to do that.
Well, who can remember things?
I can. Obviously. When I'm getting all the others set up, and sometimes I just forget one little thing like that. And then I've been sitting there this whole time saying we're doing a Western set. I should just give myself like a little setup checklist, but I'm not going to. Because I'll forget to do it because I don't have a checklist telling me to make a checklist.
Yeah. Or then a checklist that would say use your checklist.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of
an infinite regression of checklists.
Exactly.
Just start painting floors then?
Floors? Yeah, if you want. Start with the corners, they'll be the driest.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of fill that way, loosely.
Yeah, I could just start with the floors too.
Yeah, you also have those. And just remember to get the sides.
Yep, I gotta grow. What will you do while I finish floors? Only one of us can do that at a time.
Oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there.
Touch up, maybe.
I could start touching up. I'm sure. I know because I messed it up a few times. The blue needs some touch up. This one should be good. Leaving just this one.
Oh, did you get that bit in the back?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay, so that is all of those painted in, which is great. I am going to cap up this flat earth for now and clean this brush, which really needs it. But then I'll do blue touch up while you do floors. Yeah. And then I'll get to round out with some washing. How is... No, it's dried a bit. Here's my mimic.
Were you planning to wash these with black at all or not?
I'll probably wash the floors with a light amount of black to bring the grain out.
Okay, well then I'll keep painting these. I was thinking if you're not going to paint these, wash these, I would just go on to the others and do these last. But if you're going to wash them, I'll finish them.
I think the Mimic's looking pretty good considering the print is a little wonky.
Yeah, the teeth got a little, well, the teeth look okay. I mean, he's snaggly, right?
Yeah.
He looks good. So you're just going to do a little like umber wash on the...
I'm going to do some umber shading on the wood, and that's all that this guy needs to be done. Alright, get this nice and clean.
Straighter here.
You need to get a low stool. I'm
Yeah, I
telling
do, yeah.
Yeah, you bend over so much less if you have a nice low stool like this. Everything's much more at eye level already.
Yeah. Need to go stool shopping. Yeah, the other one that's over there in the corner is, I think, even taller than this one. So
It is, and it doesn't rotate. It's a real basic still.
I don't even remember where those came from.
My aunt,
Oh, yeah.
when she moved, she was getting rid of them, so we
So
took them
and one
because,
broke.
you know.
Free stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I'm going to be going through each of these pieces and just thoroughly checking them for any areas where the blue needs touching up. And I'm just going to use my little brush to do so. Drink a bit of coffee too while I'm doing that. So the main thing will be just to be thorough, like, you know, this one was before I had coffee, so I slipped a little here, for example, and here. So that those are sort of example spots where you might not see it from back here particularly, but when you're up close you can see there's a couple spots on the blue there that need to be touched up.
Something just arrived.
I think we have a delivery. Our dog is barking up a storm up there.
You know, it's the high-pitched, some...
Alright, so going through each of these, and I just want to carefully but quickly clean up any and all spots. And there's even, so like here, it's hard to tell. This is a spot that didn't get any paint on it at all, which just sort of happens. But those are also things I want to get with this touch-up process. Yeah, like that. So now this piece is ready for a floor. All touched up. Sort of move things over. Sort of an assembly line happening. And I only need pieces that actually have blue on them. Alright, so I'll give this a quick look over. Trying to be as critical and detailed as possible. This one's actually pretty good. This one needs a little more in a couple spots here where it wasn't quite thick enough.
So which ones are done? These corners?
Those corners up there. You can also do that post.
Yeah.
The inside corner post.
Mm-hmm.
And just be careful, there's a little wet blue, obviously.
Because you've been blue in.
Yeah. There's a spot right in the middle. That's a more obvious one. Where just a little bit of the paint from the wood splattered right in the middle. And you just take a little blue and just pop it right over. Now it's gone. It's a little shiny until it dries. Okay. And sometimes if you're lucky, you're happy with it and you don't need to do any touching. Okay. I think all the blue passes mustard now. Not mustard, but mustard. Right?
Yes, mustard.
I think that's looking pretty good, the brown.
Yeah, it's a good color for the floors.
Alright, so once I clean off my brush here, the next thing we're going to tackle, because it'll be the driest, is going to be the Umber Wash, which will go on the light wood on the framing and on Mr. Mimic. That piece just finished. We'll leave that be for now. Okay. So, I will be... Well, you're finishing the floors, because I don't want to mess with them too much while they're being floored. I'm gonna shade the Mimic. I believe that would be good. So the only part on this I want to shade in now is the brown wood sections. And to do that, I'm going to be doing an Umber Wash. We're going to be using that umber for a number of other parts.
What a rhyme.
An umber number. But for now, I'm going to be fairly detailed with my umber washing here. I'm not just going to slap it on. This is more of a shading because this is a creature rather than just some set. So this will let me introduce some variation and shading to all of the, at the moment, quite flat wood. I'm probably going to do this one little section at a time here. Generally speaking, I'm going to try and get it darker along the edges, especially the top and bottom. And lighter in the middle. Sort of like that. It's a little shiny, so it's hard to see. That shine will fade as it dries. And I will get plenty of time for not only you to get the floors in, but for everything to get a little drier.
Mm-hmm. No, as I'm doing these, I don't know if the flat earth needs touching up or not, but I might want to go around and check on that.
Yeah, I'll check the flat earth. It should be mostly good, but you never know.
Have you used that new airbrush for priming yet?
Oh yeah, a bunch.
Oh,
It's a lot better.
Yeah, it really works well.
Yeah, like all airbrushes, there's some parts that are temperamental,
Mm-hmm.
but it works much better than the old one.
Yeah, that's good.
So I've done the top half of the mimic,
Yeah, you can really see the difference.
but not the bottom. It just adds a lot more variation and shade into
Yeah, these colors are really nice, but they're really,
flat.
yeah, they're lifeless. Which you don't notice until you compare it to
A wash.
the washed versions.
Well, it's actually good that they're flat. That's a good thing because it really lets you saturate in the colors that you want. But it does mean you need to go through and detail them, especially when you're doing something like a mimic where you want sort of a life to it. Those are looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, the blue is actually okay for a good cavern color.
Let's see. Yeah, he's like, are you sure you don't want to test that? And then I'm like, no.
This is a test.
Yeah. Alright.
So maybe tomorrow we should do a paint inventory.
Today or tomorrow, yeah. We definitely should. Set this mimic aside to dry. Wash off my brush. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is go through carefully, because the floors are wet, and make some look over the flat earth, make sure it's good, and if it is, I'm gonna brown wash it, or umber wash it. You gotta use the fancy art word for brown, which is umber. Right?
Yeah, in the Crayola box you can get raw umber and burnt umber. It doesn't tell us what this one is.
It's wet umber. So which are the driest? The corners?
Yeah, the corners and the round corners. Then the wraps and then the doorways.
So I'm gonna use this medium brush, and then I just have to mostly control the volume that I get into the brush itself. And this is mostly just going to subtly bring out the wood grains that are painted in. You can sort of see that there. And it will do that by sort of going down into the crevices of the, just with gravity basically, of the print itself. I don't need terribly much to get the effect, and it will darken the whole thing a little bit, but its main goal is to sort of reduce the flat appearance of the paint that we currently have. So there's a side by side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wash works well on that color.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I chose the flat earth, is I know it takes the wash pretty well. If you do a flat umber wash on the flat brown, which is the color of the floor, it won't show anything at all. They're too close in color. But if you do a small amount of black wash, you can work in that variation without really altering it too much on the flat brown that we use. So when the floors are dry, I will probably be doing a little bit of that here and there. I am going to wash the edges here like this, just to mostly maintain the coloration of the wood throughout the whole piece. There isn't really any wood grain to get into, but you don't want a bright black color right next to the darker washed color necessarily. It'll stand out a bit. So I just need to give it a light coloration like that, just to make it darker. and matching with the rest of the wood. Really develop that rich color, that rich tone. It's almost like you're staining the wood, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a lot like that, actually. For the same purpose. Mainly to highlight the grain.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily to hide the color of the wood or anything, but bring out the grainy part.
And then it's always good at the end to check the corners, because sometimes if the brush went over an edge, it will like create a little puddle on the corner, and you just want to spread that out. Alright, that's a nice rich color now.
Yeah. Looks way different
That
than it did
pops
before.
nicely.
It's really nice.
So I'm gonna try and like create a zone of like
Of doneness.
partially doneness, because I'm gonna do some of the floor as well, but I want to leave those to dry as I go through this.
There we go. Okay, all the floors look floored.
You got all the floors in?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and I can probably go a little faster on the wash here. I just started talking through the process, so
Now that everyone understands it.
hopefully I can speed up a little.
Okay. So there is that.
Take a break for a minute.
Yep, a little bit. Straighten up.
I got a
There's
little
so
bit.
much surface area. And those,
I got a little bit on the wash there. I'll have to go back in and touch that up again.
I can do touch-ups.
I usually don't actually do the blue touch-up until the very end often because of that.
Because of that.
But, you know, trying to have stuff to do while you're working. And you don't want to paint on wet surfaces, so sometimes you go in a slightly off order.
So, what would you like me to work on here?
Oh,
This. The
Oh, yeah.
lentils. Yeah, there's two of them. Is there a big one somewhere?
that is the big one.
Oh, is there a small one somewhere?
Probably, yeah. Give me a second to finish this.
Not a problem. It's really easy to forget door parts.
Until the end, we do pretty consistently.
Pretty consistently.
When we start making a lot of these, we should probably just do all the door parts at once as like a thing,
Yeah.
and then have them done whenever we get to. Door lintels. I might have stolen them for the Western set we did.
Okay, well, at least I can get this one done.
Yeah.
And it'll be dry by the time you get around to doing.
Get through the ones that take far and away the longest. For some reason, I feel like they take more time than 2 walls.
Yeah, it does feel that way.
I don't know if that's reality. I've never timed myself doing individual pieces, but it always feels like there's more to paint than
Just 2 walls.
2 walls.
And this ends up being the top of it. It's on there like, well, it's off camera and it's wet. So. There it is.
So there's not much point in showing no one the thing that will mess it up. Alright, I got through those corners, so that's nice. Now for the 2 round corners, which are much better than the square corners.
Yeah, the round corners seem to go fast because it's basically 2 walls that are just slightly larger.
Slightly
than
longer.
one.
It's like 1 long wall rather than 2 plus walls. You know? And the arc is kind of fun.
Well, I don't know where the woodblock went with the little. There they are. It's okay, I can just use this thing here.
Okay.
It's got a clip on it.
forgot to do the outer.
The outer edge.
It looks a little weird if you
don't.
if you have this bright flat spot on
especially on the top where it shows
pretty regularly. Shuffling things. Well, if you're feeling, I would suggest two options for things you could do. Either you could go take a break and leave early, or you can start washing the floors that I have done the tops on.
Yeah, these.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not as good at washing as you are, but let me do one, see how it turns out.
If you want, you can test on the tops of these. If you're worried about it.
No, let me just do these. There's 4 of them. Once they get messed up, just repaint them. Is this our last one of these?
I don't know. I think there's another one over there. That would be part of the inventory. It's so easy to forget
the edges, yeah.
The outer edge. I keep going like, and I'm done. I'm trying to move a little quick because I'd like to finish before 2, if I could. I always like to end with like a mostly finished set. So I'm going a little quicker than I normally would. Try and achieve that. Mostly because I like feeling slightly accomplished by the end. Gonna tackle the doors here because they have a lot of surface area.
Want the stones black washed on these too?
Yeah. How's it going?
Okay.
Okay, so I have just 2 windows, 3 walls, and a pillar left to do. Not so bad.
Fewer than when you started.
The windows, you have to make sure you get inside the sill, or frame, or whatever, or else that will stand out. As always, forget to do the sides and then grab it and do those quick. That is part of the process, apparently. One more window, then I just have 3 doors and a pillar. Oh, is the black wash coming?
Get 2 of them done and see how they look.
They're coming along. It's pretty subtle what it does, but it does add some nice variation into the wood. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't make it too terribly dark, but it highlights the grain. And even though it's a nice color, it's just very dull. So, yeah, should I just keep going then?
Yeah, why not? You're already on a roll. And we have like 20 minutes, so we should be making good time.
Yeah, should be able to come close to finishing.
At least with the corners, the floors are tiny.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. They're actually the best ones to do for the floors.
Yeah. I think these have a nice rich color to them ultimately though. This set.
Yeah, the wood tones are really good on it. And the blue comes off pretty well. It's a very pleasant tavern.
Yeah. Do we need to name the tavern? Yeah. What would this tavern become?
Blue Wall Tavern.
Very inventive.
No, not that. That's not a good name.
Oops. Accidentally got a little on the blue there. You're getting through those floors pretty quick.
Yeah, well, it's pretty easy to just slide this around.
On to the last part, just the post here. Okay. That is all of them. So, these ones are washed. Why don't you slide over all the ones you've washed to me? Great. I'll start throwing the tavern together a little for fun. I'm guessing these are the unwashed ones here.
Yeah. This one looks washed.
That one might be washed. Well, not fully complete because we're waiting on some washed floors, but our little tavern is coming together here. Yeah?
Coming together nicely.
So I'm gonna rotate like a section of it up so people can sort of see what it all looks like together. It has a very nice look to it. I really like the flat earth with the umber for wood.
Yeah, and it's a nice contrast with the blue. I mean, it comes together nicely that way.
Ooh, I know one thing I can do. Well, I'm waiting. I have Umber Wash out. I had this mustard yellow set I did, and there were sections of it.
Here.
I forgot to Umber Wash. So I'm gonna quickly do that. I know I'm off shot right now, but I was going in a hurry on it to finish and I missed a couple sections.
On your yellow walls?
Mm-hmm. Only on the outside, so that one's darkened, that one's still bright. So. Turn that down a bit. There's the magnet at work. Of course, I don't actually have enough Umber Wash to do the whole thing.
No, there's never enough. There's always like one.
Your eye is like a drop short. And then you end up wasting some. Just the rules.
Mm-hmm. The rules of paint.
So I know I'm off camera here a bit, but I don't want to move a drying tavern while I'm just getting that in. And then you wanted me to wash the lintel here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here you go.
Okay.
Unwashed lentil.
Stick it back on the claw here.
I'll stick the last two pieces into the tavern. So it's a little shiny still because it's drying, but there is a aside from the doors, a tavern set. It's got this nice dark blue. I know I'm trying to rotate it, but it's all individual pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It has this nice dark blue look to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of moody, kind of nice.
Yep. And it'll have a bar.
Yeah, it has these guys. Create sort of a bar here. Like that if you want. Oh, that's a little hard to see because it's brown on brown right now. But there are these little counters. So, yeah, I think we're a little early, but I don't know what
like
else.
5 minutes or 6 minutes.
Here's a little mimic that I painted today as well. To
He looks nasty.
in the bar and attack people.
Yep. He's welcoming people.
Yeah, maybe the bartender is the mimic.
Maybe. Maybe. It can be the barrel of beer.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, why don't we wrap up here then?
Sure. Okay.
Since we got through everything that I have. I can't start anything new easily.
No, not in the next 5 minutes.
So, thank you everyone who came to watch. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for watching on YouTube. All of that. If you like what we do, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/diceanddungeons to support us. Otherwise, yeah. Go ahead and follow us and do all the liking and subscribing and stuff. But otherwise,
do those things.
Thanks for coming and watching. Bye.